Hi guys, Kim here. So the sixth sun and the solar flare and the aurora. Two things that I think are completely possible. One is that the sixth sun will actualize and that preceding this event there'll be a solar flare. I don't know when, but it may be soon. There's a depiction of this flare in many videos that have been put out there, like music videos and other types of videos. It's actually quite common, although we may not have noticed this all that much. Might start noticing now that I've mentioned it. This solar flare will be that intense that it gives us the opportunity for those asleep to wake up, and that it will make those asleep people so freaked out that they'll think they're going insane. This is something that's depicted in various videos in relation to this solar flare. So it may be that when this solar flare happens, there'll be auroras like the northern and southern lights to be seen from everywhere. Now, I've seen symbolic mention that we shouldn't look at these auroras when they occur, that it will be the auroras that make us crazy. But imagine how hard it would be to resist the temptation, especially if you're in a part of the world where you'd not seen these before. Everybody would be so excited, they'd be like exclaiming, "Come outside, come and look at the sky, wow, look at this, it's really spectacular." It would be hard not to look. But I don't know about you guys, but I get the feeling that it's something that we shouldn't look at. And I can't even back that up with a reason. So the solar flare, when it occurs, may be an intensive experience for most, or for some. For some who are already partially awakened, or almost fully awakened, or awakened, it may be less intense, due to those individuals reaching a state or capacity to reach and maintain a state of phi, perfect heartbeat, the state where the heart no longer needs to change anything, but a state of complete love, complete acceptance, and everything being exactly as it should be, and therefore a state of perpetual bliss. We may be going through this phase right now. Look around you, see what's happening. Are you pretty content right now with what's going on? Or are you still feeling fear in relation to the future and a lack in the future or a limitation in the future? So, or are you experiencing trying to hold on to bring back the way things were, wanting to hang on to the past, not willing to let go and let the new way evolve and come through? Or even living in the past, holding on fast to old ways, kicking and screaming as changes or metamorphing is going on around them. I'm not sure, but it seems to me right now that the great divide between those that are struggling intently to comply and trying to do the right thing and not rock the boat, and then the rest of you, or the rest of us, that seem to have already let go of needing the outcome to be anything different than it is, living in the flow. Maybe it's an association between the word flow and then flower, implying if you get into the flow and then you add energy, as in flow E, then repeat that energy, you'd have flower. So flower into the divine spark that you're meant to be, riding by the seat of the pants on a day-by-day basis with not a care in the world, or just being like, no worries, mate. One of the people in the channel that I subbed to the other day said something, and I asked her if I could use it because it really resonated with me. So her name's Kat, and she's a regular inspiration, but this is what she said. The tree. God's source, the divine creator, is pure consciousness, light, love. Consciousness is sound, resonance. Some call it Om. Everything is or has been at various levels of awareness of it. A tree, for example, was once a seed buried in the dirt. It will one day bear fruit, and perhaps that will drop its seeds on the earth again to produce yet again another tree. It will either grow old and fall back to the earth, or merge with her again, or burn in the forest and turn to ash and blow away in the wind's breath of life, eventually laying back in the dirt. The earth, the seed, the tree, the breath of life are all the same energy of source at varying points in its evolution or of awareness. We are no different. We share the same water, we share the same air, we share the same cycles of life. We are mirror images of nature. We are creation in action. Nothing is passive. Nothing ever truly rests. Energy, God, is constant. It never rests, and it's infinite and eternal. Anyway, I'll give you a link to her Twitter below. So just a couple more things. Nigel shared a link with me from a guy that was talking about showing iPet Go 1. So I'll link that below. The guy's talking all the way through it in a commentary style, but it's a couple of things I wanted to mention about it. It depicts the solar flare towards the end that I was speaking about earlier, plus it depicts after the solar flare the joining together of the male and female, with the implication of the new race being the combination of the two. Found that rather weird, as it ties into my video I did a couple of weeks ago about the New Atlantis and the transgender. Also, the red-blue thing gets rather a lot of focus throughout the iPet 1 goat, and I always felt that the red-blue shift is male-female energy, depicting the division of the external versus the internal, east versus west, east being spiritual first, west being material first, sex being experienced by a woman as an internal experience, and as a man being experienced as an external one. It's very prevalent in our society, and something that isn't given a great deal of thought to and rarely mentioned by anyone, but that might be significant. The fact that men experience it as an external thing and women experience it as an internal one. Anyway, that's it from me today. Feels like pretty special times that we're living through currently. Some of the density or seriousness seems to have fallen away. Thanks for listening.